Another incident has surfaced on Dread Next Door, and this one is guaranteed to send chills down your spine. I still remember the day I moved into Oakwood Estates like it was yesterday. The sun was setting over the perfectly manicured lawns, casting a golden glow over the neighborhood. As I pulled into my new driveway, I couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and optimism. The house was beautiful, with a large porch and a backyard that seemed to stretch on forever. I spent the first few days unpacking and getting settled, but it wasn't long before I started to notice strange things. The neighbors seemed friendly enough, but there was something off about them. I tried to brush it off as mere small-town paranoia, but the feeling only intensified as time went on. I started to notice that the neighborhood was eerily quiet, with an unsettling stillness that seemed to pervade every aspect of life in Oakwood Estates. The streets were always empty, the houses seemed to loom over me like sentinels, and the trees seemed to whisper to each other in the wind. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease, telling myself it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. But as the days turned into weeks, I started to realize that something was very wrong. The smell of freshly cut grass and blooming flowers filled the air, but beneath it, I could detect a faint scent of decay and corruption. It was as if the neighborhood was rotting from the inside out, and I was the only one who could smell it. I started to feel like I was living in a dream world, where nothing was as it seemed. The crunch of dead leaves beneath my feet was the only sound that broke the silence, a reminder that even in a place as perfect as Oakwood Estates, there was still a hint of imperfection. I tried to focus on my work and my new life, but the strange occurrences only continued to escalate. I would find strange notes on my doorstep, written in a code that I couldn't decipher. The words seemed to dance on the page, taunting me with their secrets. I started to feel like I was losing my mind, as if the neighborhood was playing some kind of twisted game with me. And then, there were the meetings. The Homeowners Association would gather once a month to discuss the latest neighborhood news and concerns. But as I attended these meetings, I started to realize that something was off. The discussion seemed to be centered around trivial matters, like the color of the street signs or the type of flowers that should be planted in the park. Beneath the surface, I could sense a darker undercurrent. The residents of Oakwood Estate seemed to be hiding something, and I was determined to find out what it was. As I delved deeper into the mystery, I started to experience strange and terrifying events. I would wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of footsteps outside my house, only to find that no one was there. The shadows on my wall seemed to move and twist, like living things. And then, there were the phone calls. I would receive calls in the dead of night, with no one on the other end. The silence was oppressive, a heavy weight that pressed down on me like a physical force. I felt like I was being watched, like unblinking eyes were trained on me from the darkness. I tried to tell myself it was just my imagination, but deep down, I knew that something was very wrong. The farther I dug, the more I realized that Oakwood Estates was not what it seemed. The neighborhood was a facade, a mask that hid a dark and sinister truth. And I was the only one who seemed to care. As the days turned into weeks, I became more and more obsessed with uncovering the truth. I spent every waking moment researching, investigating, and exploring the neighborhood. And then, one night, I stumbled upon something that would change everything. I was walking home from a late-night meeting at the local library when I saw it. A figure, lurking in the shadows. The figure started to move towards me, its eyes fixed on me with an unblinking stare. I tried to run, but my feet felt heavy, as if they were rooted to the spot. And then, everything went black. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales. Drop a comment below telling us your personal experience. Until next time, sleep tight.